Sup? This is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming, and today I'm proud to bring you the review for the Xbox 360 game, Sacred 3. The 3 in the title may actually be the only thing that connects us to any of the previous titles. It's made by King Games, who've also made Santa Claus Jr. Advance and Maya the Bee. The programming for the lines of DNA coding for sorrow may actually be somewhere within this game, or the sounds of like mothers lamenting their sons' misused technical degrees. Let's check it out. I'm out.
Welcome to the review. I'm back in my box. Graphics are up first. Well, this isn't Sacred, it's more Sacred 2, so if you like that slightly cartoony look, then this will be right up your alley, with the main characters looking like a cross between someone with the rage virus and a WWE wrestler that just got done drinking his weight in whey powder. I mean, we've gone full-blown comic book here. The amount of carbs these fuckers would need would put Willy Wonka out of business in one day flat. The overall look of the game is actually fairly well done. The presentation is nice, though there's a bit of frame judder and drop at times. It never impacts gameplay and many times happens during the middle sections between battles, which makes me think it's probably an issue with the game loading, or some kind of evil magic. I'm going for evil magic. So you and your circle of friends smash, bash, freeze, and fry enemies throughout the land, leaping onto enemy warriors and executions, or throwing down heavenly meteors, constantly reminding the characters that God watches them masturbate. Graphically, I would rate the game as good to somewhat excellent, though the somewhat cartoony look and font chosen for messaging on screen could bother some people. I personally had no problem with it. Each location is unique, if not a bit bland, and the enemies you face, their presentation style, and the assortment of magical and mighty ways you go about trying to separate their head from their body and they try to separate your head from your body is well done. Sound, music, and voice. Sound. The spells, weapon, enemy grunts, explosions, and fire all sound as they should, and with so much going on during any one battle, it's a truly good mix of sounds and atmosphere and lends a hand in wrapping up the feeling of the game into one solid package. Music. First, I absolutely love the title music. I love the title screen. I love all that. The rest of the music is good to middling, with some scores sounding excellent and others a bit long in the tooth. It's not that they sound bad, it's just that they're ultimately forgotten instead of unforgettable. And this would have been a great game for an artist to rest their hardest work on, but instead it just gets sort of lost in the not goodness. Voice. Holy shit, it is bad. I imagine this must have been what Chewbacca felt like, trying to tell everyone he knew who Darth Vader was in Star Wars, but no one really understood him. Yeah, that's his voice acting. It is borderline insane, rambling, pretentious, lacking in all things. The voice acting is like it's from another fucking game. It doesn't even fit. Swaying drunkenly from Sirius to Rodney Dangerfield, this doesn't feel like it's going for the cheap laugh. It feels like they have no idea what they were writing. I would rather remove my front teeth with a lit Coleman fucking propane lantern than listen to that shit again. No, it's worse than that, but I don't have an equal body modification that would come close to being as bad as experiencing this again. It's the height of bad video game writing because it goes past being funny to being a detriment. Gameplay. So unlike the Sacred games of old, there's not a massive land for your 4 classes to explore. Scratch that, there's not a land for you to explore at all. You see, you basically go from one section to another in a somewhat linear room by room, location by location killing spree. Sadly, without the exploration, and the fact that the game's idea of loot is not having loot, then you're stuck with, for the most part, the skills and locations and enemies, and if the game is fun. Well, skills and spells are indeed actually cool, and the way that they're set up means that you could replay the game with the same character and have a different experience due to the small number of active skills you can have. The locations are give and take, with some being excellent and others not so much, with a truly annoying level or two being stuck in there, where either a volcano is exploding or some other reason for the world to try to kill you every 3 steps pops up. More miserable than marvelous. I didn't care for those at all. But games like this are made up of the trinity of locations, skills, and enemies. Oh, and loot. But did I mention there is none? Yeah, none. So basically you find special items, only so instead of a great loot-driven game, you get like 1 sword and 4 levels and that kind of shit. Not sure whose idea it was to remove the loot almost entirely, but it was gutsy to do in the face of the reality that it's such a dumb fuck idea. One nice thing you get are some passives that for an odd reason Sacred made into this clumsy gameplay mechanic of spirits that follow you around. In fact, many things in Sacred 3 just happen like unplanned pregnancy and you're left holding the mess and trying to make some kind of sense of it. But that does leave the enemies. Well, overall they're actually enjoyable to fight, and some of the later ones are fun to see, but the main enemy has all the terror and grandiose feeling of dropping a pancake on the kitchen floor. Imagine if I just built a fucking throne in my backyard, made a wicker and old chewed dog bones, and then just started lording from it, while occasionally sending missives to the neighbors with my orders. That is about as scary and interesting as this fucker is in this game. Accept me as your ruler, humans. However, all games are the sum of their package, and there's a good deal of size to this bulge. multiple characters, couch co-op, and interesting skills including co-op skills, there are far worse titles out there to get. So what do you get with Sacred 3? You get Gauntlet 10, or 16, or whatever iteration it's on now. This is a series that's gone full circle back to more closely resemble the granddaddy of the genre than the later titles, in one hell of a gameplay U-turn. As always, I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or don't buy rating scale. This is a wait for a sale. Since most fans will find 1 to 2 things not to like about this title while still possibly finding the core gameplay fun enough to work through, I can't say it's worth full price. But it does have a place in some gamers' libraries, even if it does show up and feel somewhat out of place like your grandparents at a rave. As always, this is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming. Thanks for watching and listening. Click thumbs up if you liked the video, click thumbs down if you hated it, share it, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and fuck this part of the earth in particular. Peace out, bitches.